Hello there. Dum dum dum. Dum ba dum ba dum. I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. Welcome. Yes, it's me again. Sorry to disappoint you. Okay, so yes, news coming in from Graceland about an incident. I think it might be best if we just keep it off the chat for now, because number one, we don't want to speculate on something that might not be true, and number two, we don't want to give it any credence or recognition either, simply because that's what the people want. So until we know more about what's going on at Graceland, let's just maybe keep it Elvis. That's what I think we should do. Keep it Elvis. So yes, hello, welcome once again to another edition of Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel, live from the Elvis Ultimate Fan Channel studios. I'm seeing a lot of people saying hi, and all the usual suspects. I've got an awful lot to get through tonight, and of course, we will be covering the unseen footage in light of what's happened on Monday, Baz's announcement. It would be remiss of me not to cover it, but there will be other things as well, and I will be asking you, near the end of the show, I will be asking your advice on something to do with the channel. So stick around for that, because I really do appreciate your feedback and input about all things Elvis and the running of your channel. So yeah, stick around, because I will be looking for you to give me some advice on where I need to go next with this thing that I Dave, what was Baz's announcement? Where have you been, buddy? Where have you been? Have you been under a rock? Okay, right, we'll cover that in a few minutes. Along with underrated Elvis songs, a live poll. I've got a really easy poll for you this evening. You know me and my polls, don't you? Yeah, well, another one of those polls. Priscilla's going to give me a hard time on it. I know she is. A song I wish Elvis had recorded. Caption this photo. It was a bit saucy this week, wasn't it? The caption this photo, I must admit. Dave says he's been cramming for finals. Yes, but Dave, surely you heard the news that was released on Monday. Anyway, smoking hot photo, great photo. Oh, you're going to love this one. This day in Elvis history. The topic, yes. Winner of Fan of the Month. Yes, winner for September. It was close. Wow, was it ever close. The closest month ever, actually. Please keep comments respectful. Yes, please do. And also, I noticed that, let's have a wee peep here. Yeah, only about half of the people who are watching at the moment have given thumbs up. Now, that's okay. If you don't like me, that's fine. But please don't forget, every thumbs up is a like for Elvis. And as I explained last week, and I explain every week, the more thumbs up a video gets, the more it's pushed out by YouTube. And that's what we're trying to do. We've got to keep Elvis out there. We really have. It's up to us as fans to keep him out there, because there's plenty of people that are trying to tear Elvis down. And there are plenty of people trying to literally just sort of stick the knife in. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say no more than that. But so it's up to the likes of me and you to do it. So if you're watching it live, please give a thumbs up. It doesn't cost anything. It takes a fraction of a second. And if you're watching this on playback, where were you? No. If you're watching this on playback, a thumbs up as well. We didn't quite hit the 300 likes last week. That's my fault, because after all, I'm in charge of this channel, and if it gets a 300 likes, then it's down to me. But if it doesn't get 300 likes, it's down to me as well. Now, thanks very much for all the kind messages and emails sent and support and so forth throughout the week and so forth. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. And I try and sort of answer as many emails and messages as I can. Elvis Nation says it's not your fault, Steve. Thanks, Brent. Right. Yes. as I say, please do stick around. I will be asking you a question on where I should go with a particular area of the channel. And really, it'll depend on your reaction to what I'm going to ask you, is if I go ahead with it. So, yeah. I just noticed there that my camera is a little bit on the skewy side there. Right, that's a little bit better. So, Fan of the Month quiz, October the 8th of October. I hope you're going to have a lot of fun with this. And I've kept the jingle for you, anybody that missed last week's show or didn't get a chance to see the playback. You're in for a treat because the jingle is very funny. Now, it's Phyllis Davis says we must keep Elvis on top. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've just thought of something looking at the chat. People were having difficulty on playback looking at the live chat, and that's because YouTube have moved it, and I'm going to show you a little video here of where they've moved it to. Here we go. You see where it says comments? You've got to swipe left, and then it says live chat replay. Why they've moved it there, I don't know. And if you click on it, and then you hit the little cog, and it says chat filter, and it says top messages, go all messages, and then you'll be able to see the live chat on replay. I don't know why YouTube moved it again, because it used to be top right there, I believe. So swipe across the comments, left, and there they are, live chat replay. Okay. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, a few people asked me where they'd gone, and I found them, and there they are. So I just wanted to mention that for people that are watching on catch up and want to play along with the quiz and see who wins and who gets the question right and all the other questions. So here we go. What's that creepy noise? I don't know. What's it like? What's going on? Two voices, Steve. I don't know. I really don't know. Can I have a look? Okay. I can't hear two noises, I must admit. It's Colonel Parker. I had that creepy voice. Has it stopped? It was your audio playing. What audio? Okay. It's gone now. It was a scary voice, right? I mean, it is Halloween at the end of the month. Okay. Oh, it's gone now, yeah? The video playing for your chat swipe. Oh, is that what it was? You could probably hear that. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I should have muted that. Aha. Yes, you get... I see what you mean now. Yeah, you get to the bottom of these things very quickly. Whenever I play that, you'll also hear me talking as well, because it's a video I've lifted from last week's video. Aha. Okay. It sounded like your voice, but very slow. Yeah, I slowed it down as well because I didn't want it to go too fast and you miss what I was doing. Okay, so it wasn't Halloween. Boo, because I'm into the ghosties. I wouldn't mind ghosties being on the channel. Here we go. Oh, yeah, by the way, I hope you like the backdrop. Hang on, backdrop here, because that sort of gives you a clue of what the topic is going to be about. Right, mute it next time. Okay, Dave, I will, if I remember. Right, here we go. The first... Oh, I've got two mystery voices. The mystery voice. Who likes the mystery voices? Kirsty says Steve was possessed. Yeah? So Dylan says fingers at the ready. Okay. Norset says I love the backdrop. Yeah. The shirt is something else, isn't it? So yeah, here we go. The mystery voice. Who? And I'm still trying. Every week I'm trying to catch you out on one of these 6 questions. So here we go. Mystery voice number 1.
I read an interview by the bass player, and he said the sound was Vegas punk.
Wow,
that's what he thought of. The sound of Elvis's group was like hard-edged, very basic, but like a punk rock Vegas thing.
Okay, I've also sorted out my little glitch that I had last week where I had to keep playing the same one over and over again just to get to the next one. Steve Binder, Mac Davis, Ronnie Tutt. Love the voice. Do you know what? I've got you this week. I'm absolutely certain I've got you. I'm absolutely convinced that nobody's going to get this voice. In fact, would you like to hear it again?
I read an interview by the bass player, and he said it was...
I think I've got you.
The sound was Vegas punk.
Wow,
That's what he thought of. The sound of Elvis's group was like hard-edged, very basic, but like a punk rock Vegas thing.
Okay, well, Jack's actually typed Larry Moherbarak, but the thing is, if you listen closely, the person is talking about Elvis's group, so it's not one of Elvis's groups. So there's a clue for you. And I've finally done it. I have finally done it. I've got you. I've got you. Okay, Robert Plant. Yeah, Maxine, I think I have them. Will I play it one more time? Okay.
I read an interview by the bass player, and he said it was... The sound was Vegas punk.
Wow,
that's what he thought of. The sound of Elvis's group was like hard-edged, very basic, but like a punk rock Vegas thing.
Does that mean I can be fan of the month then? Because nobody knows who that voice is. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, right? One more time.
I read an interview by the bass player, and he said it was... The sound was Vegas punk.
Wow,
that's what he thought of. The sound of Elvis's group was like hard-edged, very basic, but like a punk rock Vegas thing.
I could give you a clue, and then the first person, because if I give you this clue, right, it's really going to be a speed test, isn't it? Okay, that's what it's going to be. But however, I finally done it. Steve has stumped the Elvis family. Oh, okay. Somebody's got it. There was me, big head. Johannes Stell, or Steele, is it? Style. Johannes has got it, because when I play it to you again, you're going to go, oh yeah. You're going to...
I read an interview by the bass player, and he said it was... The sound was Vegas punk.
Wow,
that's what he thought of. The sound of Elvis's group was like hard-edged, very basic, but like a punk rock Vegas thing.
Okay, so Johannes got it. Well done, Johannes. Although Brent did say I should play the soundbite for myself. Yeah, Don McLean. Yeah, and do you know the clue I was going to give you? I was going to say, it's a starry, starry night here today. That's what I'm sure you would have got it if I'd have said that. Anyway, Johannes, that is absolutely top draw, top class. And Johannes, you've broken my heart, because I was celebrating and everything there. And so this is especially for you.
You want to get serious or just play a little bit?
Yeah, so thwarted again. I'm really going to have to dig really, really, really deep for this mystery voice to stump you all. Jack, yeah, I mean, it says a lot when you stump Jack Mullins. It really does, because Jack knows his stuff, and especially voices as well. Here we go. Mystery voice number 2. Maybe I'll stump you with this one.
Oh, yes, because a lot of people tell me that they never got a chance to see Elvis in concert, and they wanted to see what he was like, what did he do on stage, what made him so great, and
Well, what do you think? A lot of people saying DJ Fontana. Okay. You have to listen to what he's saying. Okay. Look, Charlie Hodge, Bruce Springsteen. Okay. Is it another one I'm going to have to replay for you, do you think? PJ Proby? Ooh. Stephen. It's not right, but Neil Diamond. Dean Z. Now, people are on the right track. Yeah. Chris says, oh, Steve, you got them again. Well, I'm already happy that Mystery Voice number 1 caused you so much problems, and now Mystery Voice number 2 is causing you just as many problems, right? So, okay. Oh, I was just about to replay it. Ben Thompson, somebody says Ben Portsmouth. I was just about to replay it, and somebody got it. And it was young Dylan. And Dylan, and Timothy says it as well, but you were just pipped at the post there. So yeah, it was Johnny Hara, who played the 42-year-old in This Is Elvis. Okay, so Dylan, just for you.
You want to get serious or just play a little bit?
I just love that jingle. I really do. Just everything about it. Do you want to get serious? And then the yes, and then the and even the little laugh from Elvis right at the very, very end. Listen out for it.
You want to get serious or just play a little bit?
Yeah. So he sort of goes, right. So, that's got to be the longest I've ever waited for Mystery Voices. And Tracy says best jingle yet, and I believe so as well. I really do believe. Now the next question is it's about a recording, and it was or is, what was the last song Elvis recorded in a professional studio in the 1950s? Dave says backwards now. No, it's what was the last song Elvis recorded in a professional recording studio in the 1950s? Think about this. Salam says, who knows? Okay, some people saying a big hunk of love. I need your love tonight. Dylan says it's one of the 50s ones. Well, somebody has actually got it right, because the answer is Stuck on You. No, Stuck on You was 1960. So Wally Marcel got it because it's I Got Stung. And it was in Studio B on June the 11th. He had a overnight recording session before, when he was finishing furlough, and he had 2 weeks off, didn't he? 10th and 11th of June, and it was I Got Stung. So well done, Wally Marcel. Okay, so this is for you.
You want to get serious or just play a little bit?
Yeah. Steve, have a cold shower because of that jingle. Yeah, it's a cold shower jingle. Well done, Maxine. Now, on the other side of the coin, what was the first professional recording of the 1950s? Okay, so if you think about it, he was in a recording studio and he sang this song. What was it? Very simple. We all know this song. No, not That's All Right. No. Think again. No, not Harbour Lights. Yes. Anybody that said My Happiness is what I was looking for, because you could argue that That's All Right was the first one, or Harbour Lights, because Harbour Lights was actually before That's All Right. They didn't get to That's All Right until late on in the evening. But My Happiness was recorded in the Sun studio, which was a professional recording studio. So Norset says she blanked. And it was Anula. Well done, Anula. Okay. And Anula gets the best ever jingle we've had to date.
You want to get serious or just play a little bit?
He recorded My Happiness as a gift for his mother, Steve. Correct. Now, some people say a birthday, but no, because her birthday was in April, and it was nowhere near April when he recorded it. Anyway, I digress. This is Finish the Lyric. I know people like these as well. So what I want you to do is I want you to give me the next line, and I'm looking for the next 4 words. 4 words, okay? Kathleen says she loves the jingle as well. That was the excuse he used. Yeah, I think that he just wanted to find out what he sounded like. Right, here we go. Finish the lyric. I don't seem to mind somehow. 4 words. I don't seem to mind somehow. Wow. Jack, that was very, very quick. And somebody else, Elvis No Name says more, playing second fiddle now, but it was definitely Jack. Yeah. I don't seem to mind somehow, playing second fiddle now. So, young Jack is on the board. Here we go, Jack.
You want to get serious or just play a little bit?
This might catch a few people out because it's not that well known. Well, I mean, yeah. Steve, I can see you, but the screen is black. Yeah, because I've got this man here. And it's just a black background. That's it. That is my background. Elvis singing from 1970. That's the way it is. That is my background. So, yeah, I know. It is black, yeah. I thought that when I was looking at it tonight, but I thought, no, I'll just leave it as it is. Good singing, Steve, but I don't want a scarf. Okay, here we go. Sing it, Steve. Okay. Right, so that was Jack. Right, here we go. And we are finishing up with Finish the Lyric. So this time I'm looking for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 words. Okay? And it is, when I was little, my mama said to me. That's very kind of you. Thanks, Chris. Hang on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. 9 songs. Songs. Words. Someday you'll find a love son to last eternally. Jack. Spot on. Jack. Yes. Unbelievable. And I was wondering where Jack was. And now he's got 2 in a row. Okay. Jack.
You want to get serious or just play a little bit?
Coming up is the winner of September's, I was going to say goal of the month then. I've got football on my mind. Fan of the month. So, yes, thanks to everybody that took part in that quiz. It's good fun, and there is a monthly prize at the end. And anybody that gets is first, we add them all up at the end of the year in August. Put everybody's name that got a answer correct, the first person, of course, and we pull them out and we have a Elvis Fan of the Year, and it was Lou Dane. And Lou, I'm working on getting your prize. It's been delayed, but I am working on it. So just bear with me, sweetheart. No problem at all. She won the Elvis on Tour jacket. Right. So that's that taken care of. Now the topic. Oh yes. Great excitement in the topic text. There you are. In the Elvis world, because this week's topic can't be anything else but unseen Elvis footage. On Monday, Baz released a Instagram reel, and I think he released it on other platforms as well, saying that he's been going through the unseen footage in the is it the salt mines where all the master tapes and master films are kept. These are the actual masters. These are not copies of copies, and they're digitally remastering them. So I thought, courtesy of Elvis on Tour 1972, for this information, thanks very much, I would present you with a timeline of what is happening. So during the editing process of last year's Elvis movie, Baz Luhrmann and his team got insights to the Warner archive and saw the vaults of all the unreleased material. Shortly after, they started to restore, scan, and digitize the footage, even using short snippets in the Elvis movie. Now, anybody, as we know, if you half blink, you would have missed them. That's how brief they were, but we did see them. Oh yes, and then when we got the DVD, we could actually pause it. So I had to go back and try to pause it again. Baz's Insta story said just weeks before the movie came out, Baz openly talked about trying to get the unseen footage released in an Instagram story. Then, the second half of 2022, after the movie was digitally released, Baz, his team, and Warner Brother Pictures made plans for a streaming project using the unseen Elvis on Tour, That's the Way It Is, and Aloha material. Meetings with Sony Music took place, showcasing some of the restored footage without a deal, since Sony were preparing for their own Elvis on Tour box set. Fast forward to December 2022, Baz gave an interview for the Deadline magazine saying that he doesn't own the footage as well as the rights to the music, so it depends on Warner Brothers and Sony Music to figure out a deal. Then during the awards season in 2023, while Baz was jumping between awards events, Warner and Sony got together, yes, and made a deal. Baz and Ernst Jorgensen, now we know that Ernst is responsible for a lot of the outtakes and re-releasing and remastering of all Elvis outtakes and so forth. So, Ernst, it was good to get Ernst on board. They were in constant contact since Baz wanted people from Follow That Dream on board for the project, meaning Ernst. May 2023, Baz made the famous Couple of Weeks video teasing us with upcoming Elvis news. Summer 2023, Follow That Dream helped Warner Brothers collect all the material and more remastering was done. All the footage is finally upgraded to the best quality. Baz also wanted to use Aloha footage, but Sony's Aloha box set is the reason why he is now concentrating on Elvis on Tour, and That's the Way It Is. September 2023, just last month, during an Elvis event in Norway, Ernst talked about the possible footage release and said that Baz really enjoys working with the unseen material. Wouldn't we all? They both are aware of the demand and the big campaign online. October the 2nd, last Monday, 2023, Baz officially announced the release of Elvis on Tour and That's the Way It Is footage. More news will follow soon. And as I say, my thanks go to Elvis on Tour 1972 for the above information. So, what are we going to get, and when are we going to get it? I would love to hear everybody's thoughts on this. You can ring in when I open the lines in a minute. The only thing that worries me more than anything else is people are saying that That's the Way It Is, Elvis on Tour, and Aloha from Hawaii. The only thing is, there's nothing really left to see from the Aloha from Hawaii, because a couple of years ago, there was a DVD box set, the complete Aloha released, and it had the rehearsals, it had obviously the show itself, the satellite show, it had Elvis arriving at the, he didn't really arrive to Hawaii on the helicopter. He just flew from his hotel to make it look like he was arriving. And of course, we've also seen all the outtakes and everything of the 4 songs they'd recorded after the audience had left the arena for Aloha. So there's no real unseen or behind the scenes footage from Aloha from Hawaii, unless the rehearsals, now this is the rehearsals, not the rehearsal show, but the rehearsals inside the HIC a couple of days before. If they were filmed, then that's going to be very, very, very interesting. But we haven't been told what we're getting, when we're getting it, or where we're going to get it. That's why I've put what, where, when. Are we getting just a remaster of That's the Way It Is? Are we getting all the shows? Are we just getting a documentary? Are we getting, and then when are we getting it? Is it before Christmas, or is it next year? And where are we getting it? If he's gone to all the trouble of remastering it, are we going to see it on the big screen? Is it going to be in the theaters? Or is it just going to be streaming? Or is it only going to be DVDs? Does anybody know this? The post-Aloha songs, 4 songs, are low-quality footage. Is there a HD version? I'm pretty sure that if they're going to be remastering it, they'll remaster the 4 songs as well. Pat Shepard says a little teasing is good. So, to be quite honest, we still don't know 100% what we're going to get, when we're going to get it, and where we will be able to see it. I would love to see the new Elvis on Tour unseen material on the big screen. Same with That's the Way It Is on the big screen. Because you know yourself, it was like when they did That's the Way It Is. They re-showed That's the Way It Is in the movies. They did the 1968 NBC special. You just can't beat Elvis on the big screen. You really can't. And how much are we getting? I mean, is it going to be like the Beatles Get Back? Do you remember that on, was it Paramount Plus or something like that? It was how many episodes was the Beatles Get Back? Was it 7 or 8 or something like that? It was an awful lot anyway. I would love to see as much of this as possible. I wouldn't like to think that unseen Elvis footage is only going to be a couple of hours. I would love it if they show at least 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours in the theater, and then show the rest on streaming. 20 hours? Am I being greedy? I don't know. I don't know if I'm being greedy or not. Do you know what I'll do? Before we go any further, though, I do want to do the poll, because you can be voting on that while I'm taking calls. That's if people call in. So the poll is, here we go. I know people are going to say, oh no. In light of the news from Baz, which is your favorite? That's the Way It Is, Elvis on Tour, Aloha from Hawaii. And I know it's like asking you which is your favorite child. How do you pick from That's the Way It Is, Elvis on Tour, Aloha from Hawaii? I should have put a fourth option there. I can't choose, Steve. But you just would have just all ticked that. So here we go. I'm gonna open the phone lines and see what we have. Hopefully this will work. I am hoping it will. I think that's worked. So yeah, I mean, I'm not putting a downer on this. I'm as excited as anybody for this unseen footage. I can't wait. We have waited a whole lifetime for Elvis on tour unseen footage. That's the way it is. I don't think we're going to get any unseen footage. Steve Mann. Yeah, I know. It's not easy, is it, Chris? I just don't think there is anything in the can left for Aloha. Hello.
Hello.
Well, this poll is so easy, Dylan. I don't know how you're not going to be able to answer it easily.
I know. This is so easy. Come on now. Well,
Okay.
you know what? Actually, I think well, not easy, but I made my choice straight away.
Did you?
Yeah.
Right.
On tour.
Really? Really?
Yep.
I thought you were more of a that's the way it is man myself.
Well, I mean, that's the way it is. Like, I'm biased because I grew up with it, and
Yeah.
it's the first thing that I've seen.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been saying since my 20 years on this planet, well, nearly all of them, I've been saying we need more Elvis on tour footage.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're finally getting it.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
we are going to get it.
like, how good is that?
But let me ask you these questions. What do you think we will get?
What do I think we will get?
Will we get a 90-minute movie or what?
Well, I know what I want to get, but whether we will,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because what I want to see is some more Nailhead footage.
Uh-huh.
Because there is nowhere near enough.
Okay.
Because Elvis wore that suit, I think, like 3 times on the tour, like 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 72 release, there's literally only one bit of him in the nail, and it's not even on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you remember, it's the bit, you know, when he's walking like past the hotel.
Yes.
And there's like fans and like he's kissing them and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only bit of the nail suit that we've got.
Okay.
So it'd be nice to see something from like Macon.
Okay.
Or something.
All
right on stage.
And when do you think? Do we know when this is going to be released? Because he hasn't actually said, has he, in his reel?
It could be years. Could be
Oh
months,
no! I don't think it's going to be years. If he's gone and actually put something out on social media, I don't think it's going to be years.
Actually, no, yeah. It could be months, maybe. Maybe like December time.
I mean, do you think it'll be this year?
I think it could. I think if he's really pushing, which I think he is, it's going to be out in December, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and where are we going to be able to see it? Do you think will it be streaming, or do you think it'll go to the movie theaters?
I think it's going to go to both.
Oh,
I think they'll put it out in the movies, and then for people that might have missed it, they'll put it out on streaming.
I'm still trying to remember how many episodes of the Beatles Get Back there was. Do you remember that? There was 3, was there? Yeah. And were they an hour each? So it was 3 hours in total, was it?
Now like 4.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because the first one was like 2.5 hours.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
And then the last one was the rooftop concert.
Uh-huh.
And that was like an hour and a half.
So
plus all like the after footage. And then coming down.
So, but potentially, if he decides he's going to put it on a streaming platform, we could have 6 or 7 hours of Elvis.
I mean, because like we could have like backstage, we could have interviews, we could have stage performances, we could have him like traveling to and from.
But you know what I hope? I hope there's some sort of either very, very good notifications on the screen of what's going on and where he is and when it was happening, or somebody narrating it for the new fans, because people like me and yourself, we're going to know, oh, that's Macon, that's Greensboro, you know. But there's going to be new fans that aren't going to know exactly what's going on. Yeah. To them, they're just going to be seeing a whole cavalcade of clips, but they're not going to know what it's from and where it is and all this and all that.
Yeah, and I think that's what Baz has actually done. Is he's introduced a newer generation, which is what we need.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because like people say, oh, I'm the new generation, right? But there's a generation behind me that we need to push. Because I'm 20 now,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's like 5-year-old kids behind me that we need to push in terms of getting them into Elvis, because when I get older, I'll be part of a generation that's saying we need more generations,
Mm-hmm.
which is a scary thought to think about. But it's true, I'm going to be part of the generation that's going to be saying, we need more people.
Yeah.
So that's what we need. Oh, and the Aloha footage.
Yeah.
I have got a thought actually, because in '72 November, remember he did a show at the HIC,
Mm-hmm.
and they said that was originally going to be Aloha.
That's right. In November, yeah. Was he in the black suit? Was he in a dark jumpsuit?
He was either in the Aztec Star or the Conquistador. It was one of those.
Yeah, I think it might have been the Conquistador. I think, but I remember seeing some 8mm footage of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And the story goes that Elvis watched it back and he didn't like it because he felt like he was like messing around too much and he felt like he wasn't like laser focused.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's why they put it to January.
And Marty Peseta told him he was too fat as well. He needed to lose weight, which was very very brave. But however, Elvis actually respected him for saying that.
Yeah, because his thing, he told him to lose weight,
That's
and
right.
he told him to not move so much.
Cut down on the moving around, because he did. Fair play to Elvis. He kept his bargain. He did lose weight. He looked fantastic in Aloha, as we know. He also didn't move around as much as he normally did.
Which is why, like, when you look at Suspicious Minds, that's why he's not going all out on the moves.
Yeah,
because Mike Peseta told him not to, which is a shame.
It is a shame, because some people would always say that Aloha is quite subdued in some parts, but it's still a fabulous show. Still a fabulous show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. I will speak to you again. I will speak to you later. I will speak to you during the week. Me and Dylan keep in touch during the week on social media, don't we? Just chatting about things.
Oh, did you before I go, because I feel like I'm holding people up, but did you our conversation about what Joe Esposito wrote was very interesting, wasn't it?
What was it about?
What Joe Esposito wrote.
Oh, yeah.
About his opener.
Yeah. I'm going to have to look into that, because I don't think it's right anyway.
I don't either.
No. Okay. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hello, Steve. How are you doing, sir?
That is Brent. Hiya, Brent, from Elvis Nation.
Yes, the chief custodian over at Elvis Nation, in service to the king, even though he hates that title with a passion.
Yes.
He still is. And I'll get this out of the way. That's the way it is, 100%, 110%, 120%. Doesn't mean that the other choices are bad in the poll. It just means that everyone has one that just kind of connects with them a little bit more than the others.
Correct.
So there's really not a right or wrong answer. But I'm telling you what, Steve, with the whole Baz Luhrmann project, I always go in with reservations, because he is a very stylistic director. And he employs a lot of kind of surrealism and hypersensory overload. I hope there's some integrity maintained with the original footage, and it's not hyper edited into some kind of dreamscape odyssey or something.
Yeah, because this is like new territory for him, isn't it?
Right. Yes. When he does his fiction films, he has all this creative license to go and just paint on the canvas however he feels. And let's just call it what he is. He is known to be very ostentatious in everything he does. And however, though, I believe he's handling something equivalent to the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to see those. I'm wondering if it would be better in the hands of a documentary filmmaker than a creative filmmaker. But then again, Peter Jackson was able to pull it off too, though.
True.
I have faith in it that there'll just be some delicacy employed, Steve. I hope so.
Did you hear what I was saying to Dylan? I was saying I hope that there's some sort of documentary or a narrative at the same time, because for the new fans, they'll need to know what's going on and when this happened and what this is from. Because if it's just a cavalcade of shows and footage that we haven't seen, then it's going to be hard for them to follow, I think.
You have to. You can't drop someone who's not familiar with the terrain without a compass. Just drop them in the middle of the woods and say run. You have to give them context. And I remember when I first started, I was actually asking a lot of viewers, because I said, I'm coming in from the guise of a new fan or a deep dive fan, and can you please show me the way? Because sometimes a lot of these things that we take for granted that we know left and right, it doesn't necessarily translate it to someone who just comes in not knowing anything.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think you're very correct in that. And I actually think you're so correct in that it would be a deal breaker if that aspect of it was ignored.
Yeah. So what do you think we're going to get, and when are we going to get it, and where will we be able to see it? Do you think?
I'm very hesitant, because don't forget, sometimes we get a teaser trailer for major motion pictures that are a year away from release, and that's already when they've been knee deep in production for over a year. So I am not trying to, first of all, if their idea is to taunt us a little bit, poke the bear a little bit, then they're doing a great job, because we are all going crazy trying to talk and speculate. It's kind of fun. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And you know what, Steve, if I were to throw money on the roulette wheel, I'd probably say I wouldn't expect to see anything this year.
Oh,
definitely not. I would expect to see maybe the first trailer sometime in the January, February months. And this is just kind of extrapolating trends from the way like movies tend to market things and stuff. And then best case scenario, I think we would get a summer treatment. And I got to go back to what you said with the Steve Binder documentary. It needs to be on the screen with widespread release, because just sending it to a streaming service, I'm sorry, it has a discount bin kind of feel to it. Like it's not worthy enough of the big screen. You don't put Lawrence of Arabia on a small screen for the first time seeing it.
That's right.
Certain things deserve that kind of scope, especially with Elvis, with the majestic aspect of it and how photogenic and how much of a time capsule this is. And I just think it would shortchange the experience to only sit there and show it via streaming.
I wonder how much we're going to get, how many hours we're going to get, because Jack actually said he thought that the Get Back thing was 8 to 9 hours.
It is. Yeah,
which is a lot.
I think, well, don't forget too, a lot of people don't realize, we had Let It Be first, and then it was remastered as Get Back with the full experience and all that. And if they were smart on a business end, they would show it on the movie screen, a very compact 2-hour and 45-minute thing. But then once it goes on DVD to then kind of show 3 hours worth of bonus materials of footage we didn't see. Now that would be a smart business plan, because you'd get people to go in it twice. However, I could actually sit through a 5-hour movie.
Yes, I could if it was Elvis.
I don't think you'd have to twist our arms. It's not like we're watching some stupid, kind of fly-by-night movie or something. This is an event.
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah.
And it'll be just so excited, Steve. I just can't tell you how excited I am, and I'm also anticipating what in the heck you're going to ask us about with your show, because I'm trying to think, because I'm going, oh gosh, what is it you're trying to look for about your show? But we have to wait till the end of this today.
You do. And Dylan,
and you're killing me by making me wait like this.
And believe it or not, Dylan knows, because I used him as a sounding board about 3 days ago, and he thought it was a good idea. So I thought, right, if Dylan thinks it's a good idea, I'm going to ask the community on Sunday's show. So you've only got a little bit longer to wait.
Well, I will close with this, Steve. Someone once said the NFL over in the United States gives Sunday its definition. Well, for Elvis fans, your show gives Sunday definition. And speaking totally from the heart, my friend, God bless you, sir.
Thank you very, very much. I don't know what to say. Cheers, Brent.
Cheers to you.
Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you very, very much. I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words. By the way, what Dylan was just saying there at the end of his call, I'll come back to that in a second. I'll come back to it, Dylan. Hello.
Hey, Steve, how are you, my boy?
Hey. So, I made it really, really easy this week.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the rest of the channel because you're not allowed to do that. So I chose That's on Tour Aloha.
Oh,
that's the one I chose.
All of them. I like it.
I was probably going, look, if you put a gun to my head and told me I had to say something, it would probably be, I'd say shoot me.
No, would you?
That's the way it is, probably.
That's the way it is. Okay. Yeah.
Probably.
Not easy, is it? Not easy.
No. No, Steve, you don't ever make it easy. And now, in fairness, I'd be disappointed at this stage if you didn't get my blood pressure up with the poll. I nearly wasn't going to ring.
Come on now. You disappoint us.
No, Brent spoke so eloquently.
He does.
He hit the nail on the head with everything he said.
Yeah.
I agree with his timeline with regards to when we'll see something, Steve. I believe in my heart of hearts it will be on the big screen. I think Baz knows there's money here. And I mean, at the end of the day, he is an Elvis fan, but his aim is bums and seats and notoriety.
Yeah, because they're giving him money to produce this. They'll be looking for a return. So.
Absolutely. And he knows that's a dead cert, Steve.
Yeah.
Now, I'd love to see it released in or around the same time as the new one coming, just to steal some of that thunder.
No, we're not getting Priscilla until January in Ireland and England, but the US is getting it in November, I believe.
Yeah. Anyway, it won't matter to me. But imagine a movie after myself, and I won't go. But yes, I do think that Brent's timeline is probably more realistic. Now, am I bursting at the seams? And do I get butterflies every now and again when I think about it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because this is the Holy Grail, isn't it?
Well, I've been waiting 50 years for Elvis on tour, so,
yeah.
And I mean, even longer for that's the way it is, so. Yeah,
I think absolutely. It's and I'm going to say this, and I said it at the start, and Brent, said it so much better about Baz's stylistic, hypersensitive information overload. Dubai is a bit off his head, isn't he? Really?
Well,
so I think what he does, and I was the first one that rang in Steve and said, I'm scared of what he might do to us, scared of what might come of it. I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
But I think this needs to be handled in a different manner. I really hope.
I think that's probably why he's probably got Ernst Jorgensen in on it as well.
But can you really rein in that kind of,
Well, maybe he's going to sort of have a bit of, he can govern it a little bit, and so, because Ernst knows Elvis fans inside out, and Ernst might say, hang on, Baz, that's not the way that Elvis fans like to see Elvis. Maybe we should do it this way. So that's probably why.
And the only hope, with the solidifying that for me is that Baz has Ernst there, that they are working together, because Baz knows he's off his head half the time and he don't want to blow this. That's my theory. That's my, please God don't. Look, well, I tell you, any snippet that I see of that guy on a big screen at any point, in any time, just excites me.
Now, I noticed you said big screen. You think we're going to see it in the big screen, do you?
I think we have to. I think if these boys are backing it, then they want the maximum bang for their buck. I don't know if any of you are aware of this. I know it's not in the same league, but they did a re-showing last week or the week before of Back to the Future in the cinemas.
Oh, right.
And it's because it's 25th or 30th anniversary. I can't remember. I don't know. My daughter went, and she's 19, but she was always obsessed with those movies because she has a mom who appreciates the finer things in life. And I have given her a broad spectrum education in not all this newfangled stuff. There was a lot of good stuff before it happened.
Yeah.
So she loved it.
Yeah.
They went to the cinema and they were given like a little pack that had a mini clock tower from the movie, a couple of little bits and pieces, and she went with a big gang of her friends, all in the same age category, 18, 19, 20, children that weren't even born when this movie was released. The point I'm trying to make is that the interest is there amongst young and old. For this and for these kind of events, dare I say it, retro has become a bit cool, do you know?
Yeah,
and
I mean, what I'd like to see maybe is a 3 hour or 3.5 hour in the theaters, and then maybe 7 or 8, 9 hours in streaming, and then a DVD, 9-hour DVD. Wouldn't that be great?
Well, I think that Brent hit the nail on the head when he said that to send it straight to streaming would be doing it a disservice. It's like
bargain basement sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, but you see, there are a whole generation of people who think that's the only way things come out. Do you know? And they have only ever experienced that. There's a line, a generational divide, where we'd say it has to be in the movies. Now, when those people go to the movies, they go, "Oh wow!"
Yeah, because
they haven't had that before then. So I don't know if it would be as long as you'd like it to be, Steve.
Well, I would see the trouble. I'm greedy.
3 hours.
I'm greedy. You see, I would like to see every single millisecond that is in those salt mines. Is it Kansas or somewhere like that? Isn't it? I think where they store them, something like that. Every single millisecond.
Steve,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to see every single millisecond, but I'd like some. I'd like to know that there's still some that I won't have seen at the end of this.
Wow.
Isn't that awful?
Well,
because of the thrill that this gives us.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Do you know, like, it's the same as when the movie was being released. I enjoyed the hype so much. It was, it was conversations. It was everywhere. You could be talking to people about it. So I want everything, and I want it, but I don't want it all now because I want some for. I want to have this experience
over again.
Yeah. And remember, Steve, we are reaching the end of a lot of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there is very, very little left in the can now, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've
heard all the outtakes and things like that now. I mean, if a lost recording turns up like We Had It All or something like that, which he was supposed to have recorded in Stack Studios, things like that, but there's very little left in the can now that we haven't heard.
Well, the problem I had, and so for a long time I kept thinking, they have stuff in people's attics. There'll have been sound engineers that kept some of that. But the point, or what worries me now, is that the age of those sound engineers at those times means they're very close to
that's right.
not being here. And if that's the case, will the people who are left behind them know what they have? Will they take the time to discover? Do they even, want to? So I'm getting less and less hopeful of those kind of events. If we are given this now, I'd still like to know there's something I don't know yet. That's awful, isn't it?
Well, I have a feeling that we will find out, but it's just when will we find out? Like I say, some people think it's weeks away, other people think it's months away, but I don't think it's weeks.
So.
This is just a teaser from Baz.
Yeah. And well, now, come here, can I tell you, were you talking to him sometime lately?
Yeah, exactly.
Because this whole thing about what's happening at the end of the show isn't half teasing us either. I mean, you're obviously taking a leaf out of the great man's book. But but no, I think he's teasing us, and I think suspense is his modus operandum, and I don't expect anything overly soon.
Okay. Radio. Okay. Right. Always
thanks,
a pleasure
Steve.
to speak to you. Thanks, Priscilla.
You
Bye.
take care, babe.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good week. Bye.
Yeah, I wanted to just clarify what Dylan was saying about Joe Esposito's book. He sent me a little screenshot of Joe Esposito's book. Hang on. I want to speak to this man. Hiya, Mark.
Hello, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good. Exciting news, yeah?
Listen, very, very exciting news. What do you think about? Well, I'll tell you what. We'll start with the poll instead of we normally leave the poll till the end. But which is your favourite?
I'll go for Elvis. That's why it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Elvis, that's why it is. Yeah.
It's hard though, isn't it?
It is hard. Yeah. There's parts of on tour that are great as well, but I just think he probably looks a little bit better in that Elvis. That's why it is than he did in Elvis on tour.
But you know what? I was just thinking there as you're saying that. Our choice could change after Baz releases this unseen footage. We could then like Elvis on tour more than that's the way it is when we've seen, So this is another thing we've got to look forward to. I mean,
yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think we're going to get?
Well, I've got a funny feeling. I'm really hoping. We can't just expect us to get a 2.5 hour film and then all the rest of the stuff just get shelved because it's just going to be such a waste. I think of all the footage you got, I've got hours and hours of bootleg footage of Elvis. That's the way it is on tour. Bits you probably some of the normal fans I haven't seen.
Yeah.
The quality is okay. It's not brilliant, but some of it's okay.
And see, this is it. You see, we're going to be able to see this in crystal HD. Crystal clear HD.
And the stuff I've got, some of the fans wouldn't see, like, August the 10th when he's lying on the floor, we patch it up in the fringe suit.
Yeah.
And all stuff like that. And he's tapping the floor and he's doing that little tap dance and Sammy Davis is in the audience. And all sorts. Yeah, there's all sorts of He's doing a bit tender and he's coming out to the audience, a different version, it's longer. And, if you can get all this in crisp HD, perfect picture, it's just going to be a joy for all the fans to see. I personally think, it'll be great to make the film. I think Baz will put his twist on it. I think there'll be a little bit like he did in the Elvis movie.
We need a narrative. We can't just have a cavalcade of clips and that'll be it. We need some sort of structure to it as well.
Yeah, and I think it's good to have Ernest on board because Ernest will know what's been released previously years. He might be saying, well, let's pick some songs that the fans haven't seen him do. He's done some certain songs, certain versions, and not the same repeating songs that he did in the special edition of Elvis. That's the way it is,
I'd say Ernst is just as excited as us. He'll be like a kid in a candy store, won't he?
Yeah. He's probably gone through this footage himself and thought, God, amazing, and he'll know what to put together. Let's, you could easily have a 3 to 5 box set DVD. You could have like a documentary. You could have a film if it comes out in the cinemas like that. You could have more outtakes, and then the last dish. Let's pray we get a full concert.
I think the fact that Baz's movie Elvis did so well, I think really clarified it between Sony and Warner Brothers. Listen, we've got to do something here.
Oh yeah, because we're all getting older, and if they don't do this now and it gets shelved, it'll probably never be done. You might get something come up as a snippet. You do now and again. They make a new documentary and they pinch a snippet or something that you haven't seen before. It's a flashback, isn't it? It's but they've got to do it now. But I think it'll be amazing to see on the cinema all this stuff. I personally think things like Elvis on tour where he does the interview in black and white. You'll find that will be
in colour.
It'll be in colour. In colour. You'll have some backstage stuff that we've all seen arriving.
There'll be obviously they'll have full access to the fake recording studio session that he did with the Suspicious Minds and Always on My Mind and all that. And all that and the rehearsals and everything like that.
You'll see all that and
brilliant
all the stuff that Amazon tour. Stuff he did that's it, and all the stuff he did with Burning Love and Proud Mary, rehearsals and all that,
it's good. It's good news. It's good news, but I'm still sort of a little bit cautious of exactly how it's going to play out.
I think if with Ernest on board, and I've heard Baz's, I know he's a bit eccentric, but if they look back and see how good the Beatles was. And I've got that, and it was about 9 hours long.
Get Back,
Get Back, and Peter Jackson did a great job on that. If they look at that and say, well, we've got to get this as good as that, if not better. And I think they should promote this. They should promote this the way they promoted Elvis and the Royal Philharmonic the albums.
Yes.
It should be brought on. Todd Slaughter from the fan club should be on GMT or whatever it is, you know. More into that.
Yeah, I agree.
Promoting it, bringing it out.
With Warner Brothers and Sony in on it, I think there will be a huge promotional campaign.
That's it, and you get that on board, and it gets on the TV, and general people and Elvis fans, obviously the general public see it. They're going to think, oh, we've got another Elvis film on here, the pictures, you know, and it's going to come out all this stuff we haven't seen, and so and then it's just going to sell. And I think, you know, to do that first, and then come out with a 5-box DVD set for some more stuff we ain't seen would be a dream come true, wouldn't it?
We've got so much to look forward to. I just can't wait. I just can't wait. All right.
And when it'll be, I think, you know, well, I don't think it'll be this year, but, you know, you never know. It could come out for his birthday. It could come out in August.
You see, another thing we've got to consider is, you know, it's time consuming. They've got to go through every single reel. And I mean, they can't speed it up. It can only run at the speed that it plays. So
you've got to get it right. You've got to take forward and you get it right. And I'm sure they will. And I think if Ernan's behind it and he sees the finished product and he's happy with that as well, and his part he put together, hopefully we'll have a great film to see.
Very good. All right, Mark.
Definitely. Cheers, Steve.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Bye. Yeah. I mean, it is time consuming. You think about it. They've gone to the. I did say Kansas. Some people were saying, "Did you say Kansas?" As far as I remember, they used to have salt mines in Kansas, and because of the way that it was, like, the humidity was, or the climate in these salt mines was a constant. So that's where they kept all the films, the master films and master tapes and things like that. Now, whether it's the same now, I don't know, but it was years ago. So they've gone to these vaults, and they've got to. I mean, if you're given access to all these tapes, you're going to go through every single one, aren't you? You are going to go through every single one. So that in itself is going to take quite a long time to do. I mean, they have to run at the speed that they play at. You can't speed them up. That wouldn't be the way to view it and decide what you're going to use and what you're not going to use. So maybe it won't be this year. Maybe it will be next year. There's something I wanted to just say about what Dylan was saying at the end of his call. I know I was kind of hurrying on to the next call, but Dylan was saying he sent me a photograph from Joe Esposito's book, and Joe was saying that it was July the 26th, 1969, that Elvis returned to live performances. Well, as we know, it wasn't July 26th, it was July the 31st. And also, he said that Elvis opened with Baby I Don't Care. Now, we're pretty sure that what he opened with was Blue Suede Shoes. So we don't know why Joe came out with that, saying that it was Baby I Don't Care. Maybe he was just caught up in the emotion of it all, and that's what he thought the song was. But we're pretty sure that Joe's got the two things wrong. He's got the date wrong, and he's also got the opening number wrong. Because in other media reports and write-ups about Elvis's comeback, it was comeback to the stage, not actual comeback, because he never went away, but it was Blue Suede Shoes, not Baby I Don't Care. And Baby I Don't Care would be quite an awkward number to start a show with, with a dunga 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 dunga. So I don't know. I'd like somebody else's sort of input on that, if they can say why Joe said. Kirsty says Joe is mistaken. And Elvis Nation says we solved that. Oh, okay, that's all right. Well, if we solved it, then that's great. But I just wanted to. I didn't want to cut Dylan off without addressing that. Hello.
Hi, Steve. It's me, Vincenzo.
Hey, Vincenzo. How are you?
Not bad. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
So, have you been excited about this news?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, well, you might have to wait, because some people are saying it might be next year.
I hope they show it on the movie screen.
Yeah, well, this is it. I mean, what, when, and where? You hope that they show it in the movies. Maybe
Maybe even 3 or 4 hours with an intermission.
Well, yeah. Actually, we never thought of that. They could have 3 hours, then an intermission, then another 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could be in it all. You could be in there all day, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, which one would you pick? That's the Way It Is, Elvis on Tour, or Aloha from Hawaii?
Elvis on Tour.
Elvis on Tour. Okay. Right. Great. Cheers, Vincenzo.
Okay, well, nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you as well. Bye. Bye. So I don't know, but Brent says that they solved that. Oh, okay. So that's fair enough. Joe got it wrong. Yeah. So it was blue suede shoes, and it was July 31st. Now, I don't want to keep you waiting too much longer, so we'll do Elvis history and all the other things that we do, and then I will ask you the big question. Here we go. Oh, don't forget, keep voting on That's the Way It Is, Elvis on Tour, or Aloha from Hawaii. And also coming up, I'll be telling you who my interview is that is going to be available just after this show. So I've done an interview with somebody from the Elvis world. I know you like those interviews. Now, here we are. I've got 1954. Oh, I've got a lovely photograph as well. Elvis worked at Crown Electric for $1 an hour. He delivered supplies to the job sites, and hoped to train to be an electrician. He stayed at Crown until mid-October. And look at this. You've probably seen this before, but it's a Crown Electric pay slip for Elvis Presley. And as you can see, he worked 40 hours at 40, which was obviously $40 if it was a dollar an hour. He put in 4 hours overtime at $1.50, which was $6. So that his gross pay was $46. And then there was a tax of $1.40. So he took home that week $43.68. Now, it's not a lot of money, but then again, look at the tax. I wish I could pay $1.40 tax a week. So there you are. So yeah, that's an interesting little photograph from the Crown Electric days. Also, there was some speculation the band performed at the Silver Slipper on October the 8th, 1954. Peter Guralnick wrote that on the 23rd, Billboard magazine had announced Presley with his guitar and bass man Scotty and Bill make an appearance recently at Texas Bill Strength's Nightery, the Silver Slipper in Atlanta. Okay. Scotty, however, had no recollection of this gig and doubts seriously that they would have driven to Atlanta and back in time. There was a club in Memphis by the same name, which Guralnick also wrote, leads one to wonder if it not taken place in Memphis, where Strength, a brand new DJ who had only recently moved to the area, was just performing gigs. Scotty, when asked though, was not familiar with any performance either there or in Memphis that he can remember. So it's a bit of an oddity, that one, for this day in 1954. The Louisiana Hayride Municipal Auditorium in Shreveport, and there it is on this day in 1955. In 1956, Elvis released from the film Love Me Tender because all work completing the production was done. 1960, Elvis and the boys stopped off in Las Vegas for some time before returning to Memphis. Of course, that would have just been at the end of Flaming Star. So they left Hollywood after Flaming Star ended, stopped off at Vegas. 1962, it happened at the World's Fair. There's the scene with him and Kurt, of course. 1967, Stay Away Joe. Elvis looks great there with that tan, doesn't he? 1972, from October the 8th to the end of the month, Elvis watched almost every night a movie at the Memphian or the Crosstown. 1974, Elvis performed at the Convention Center, San Antonio, Texas. And in 1975, Elvis took a short flight in his newly bought a Lockheed Jetstar with 5 others and his personal pilot, Milo High. So that was this day in Elvis history. Yeah. I would very, very kindly ask you, if you haven't already, to subscribe. And also,
Palace,
if you've also subscribed, just double check by clicking on the subscribe and making sure that you've checked all, because
I don't
it's
really
important that you get all
Palace, even with the substitutions,
notifications,
the game's
not just
really
personalized. So
when
you subscribe, then click the all. Okay. Now, what are we going to do? We are going to do the oh yeah, don't forget, I haven't really had much reaction to this. How would you like to be Elvis Fan of the Week? If you would, then contact the show, Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel at gmail.com, and I'll give you more details. It really means you being on the phone and me asking you questions. So if you're not comfortable with being, I mean, it won't be live, I can record it, but we can do something for that. And also your ideas as well. You can send in your underrated songs, Photoshop, smoking hot photos, songs you wish Elvis. It's all there for you. Just send it in to me, Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel. And if you can mark it show ideas or something like that, it'll help me find it. Photoshop, yes, Photoshop, of course. We have to do Photoshop. And it's this one, which is Elvis, Priscilla, and Lisa Marie. And it's not actually, because if you look at this one, there is the photograph of Lisa and Priscilla. And then this is the photograph, and it's been flipped, of Elvis. So that one is the one that makes up that one. Okay. So, and that's courtesy, I think, of Kirsty Marie exposing Elvis Photoshops on Instagram. So, what have I got? I'll tell you what I've got for you. I have got I Wish Elvis Had Recorded, and I've suggested it. Again, you can send in your suggestions for this. It's a ballad written by Bobby Scott and Bob Russell, originally recorded by Kelly Gordon in 1969, and a song became a worldwide hit for the Hollies later that year, and also a hit for Neil Diamond in 1970. It had been recorded by many artists in subsequent years. The Hollies version was reissued in 1988 and again was a major hit in the UK. Scott and Russell were introduced to each other by Johnny Mercer at a Californian nightclub. Although Russell was dying of lymphoma and the pair met only 3 times, they managed to collaborate on this song. James Wells, moderator of the United Free Church of Scotland, tells the story of a little girl carrying a big baby boy in his 1884 book, The Parables of Jesus. She was trudging along, carrying as best she could a boy younger than her, but it seemed almost as big as herself. When one remarked to her how heavy he must have been for her to carry, she remarked, now let's have a look. Would there be any guesses of what you think this song might be? Priscilla, well done. Yes, you're quite correct. It is He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. That's what she said. Elton John, who was working as a session musician at the time, played piano on the Hollies recording. The song was released on the 26th of December 1969 and reached number 3 in the UK and number 7 in the US. The song was re-released in August 1988, following its use in a TV advertisement. Hello?
Hello, Steve. How are you?
Who's that?
It's Davin from Stoke-on-Trent.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I saw an Elvis impersonator last night, and guess what? I've just been watching your show, Unseen Elvis footage thingy. The trouble is, I don't think it'll be released because, like Todd Salter says in YouTube video, a lot of it's owned by Warner's.
Oh, well, you see, the thing is it's actually, they Warner Brothers and Sony have reached an agreement. It is going ahead. Oh. Baz has actually been working on it since summer. Yeah. Oh, no, it is going ahead.
Yeah. Oh, because like I say, most of it's out on bootleg.
Oh, yeah, but a lot of it is very, very poor quality. I mean, this is going to be top class. This is going to be like HD, 4K, you know, and it's going to be Dolby surround sound.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to happen.
I lost your link to your program a couple of weeks ago. I only just found it again.
Right. Okay.
Yes, because like say, I'm really nervous because I've been feeling depressed, and like I say.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yes. Can I just ask you a question? Are you on Facebook?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Are you the same person who lives in Stoke-on-Trent?
No.
Oh, right.
No,
right.
you'll find me on you'll find me on Facebook under Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel.
Ah, right.
All right.
Because I say I had a message from Todd Slaughter.
Yes.
And he says there is 24 DVDs of Elvis the Way It Is, but it's worth 20 grand.
Right.
Yes. Anyway, keep the good work.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right.
Bye.
Yeah. So where I was saying was it was re-released in August 1988 after a TV commercial for Miller Lite, and it reached number 1 spot in the UK chart for 2 weeks in September 1988. And that is the song that I wish Elvis had recorded, and it's by the Hollies. He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. Right. We're going to do caption this photo. There it is. Actually, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. Okay. And caption this photo. I've been wanting to use this one for a few weeks, and I decided, what the heck? Yeah, may as well. We've all seen it before, don't worry. Somebody has said here, boy happy. And somebody else says, hurry up and get in before you're rear-ended. Oh boy, married life is going to be great. Looks like the big N's gone again. Somebody else says, sorry ma'am, there's no room to rump in a sports car. And then they put PS, rump is Norwegian for butt. But the winner is... Mrs. EAP Elaine. Thanks, Elaine. And it's I've had to deal with some bum scripts, but this is the best so far. So there you go. We give Elaine a round of applause. And I will be posting another photograph for you to caption probably Tuesday. Underrated Elvis songs, yes, suggested by Janet. And it's a song written by English songwriters Clive Westlake and Dave Most. It was first recorded by rock and soul singer Jackie Lomax and released in February 1970 as this first single on the Beatles' Apple record label. George Harrison produced the recording, which also features contributions from American musician Leon Russell. The single is unique in that, with Paul McCartney producing the B-side, each side was produced by a different member of the Beatles. Elvis recorded the song during a 5-day period of intensive recording at RCA Studios in Nashville in early June 1970. These sessions have been dubbed the Nashville Marathon due to them being so productive. Between June the 4th and 8th, Elvis completed a total of 34 masters. Imagine now an artist doing that these days. Other than the film soundtrack recordings for his final movie, Change of Habit, the sessions were his first since February 1969. Elvis issued his recording of the song later in 1970 on the album That's the Way It Is. His version is also the B-side of the 1971 single I Just Can't Help Believing, which became a top 10 hit in Britain and other European countries. Any guesses? Let's have a look. Can anybody guess what it is? What is this song? Well, let me tell you that it is How the Web Was Woven. And Janet says that that is, by her estimates, an underrated Elvis song. I'm going to put the links to Elvis's version, but also Jackie Lomax, which was the original version, and just see how Elvis took the Jackie Lomax song and made it his own. It really is something else. And don't forget, you can send in your underrated Elvis songs if you want. So we're gonna do there's the How the Web Was Woven, and I Just Can't Help Believing. Now, I can't keep you any longer. I'm going to ask this question. This question is, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll close the poll, actually. We'll close the poll, and then I'll ask you the question. Okay, here we go. End poll. And for people watching on playback, that's the way it is. 55%. Elvis on tour, 24%, and Aloha from Hawaii, 20%. So overwhelmingly, your favorite is That's the Way It Is. Now, this is the question I want to ask you. I notice every week that people have a great time chatting with one another on the live stream, because Elvis fans just love talking about Elvis, and you know, we all love talking about Elvis, and we love talking about Elvis to Elvis fans because they know what we're talking about and they know how we feel. So I got to thinking, how would you like it if you could have a place where you could go as an Elvis family, as an Elvis fan, and chat to other Elvis fans 24/7, free of charge, no cost whatsoever. Just go into the room, the chat room, if you like, and just talk with other Elvis fans. How would you like that? Would that work? Norset says chat knows everything. Okay. Never tire of a lower, says Linda Wade. What a wonderful idea, Steve. Okay. That sounds amazing. Oh, yes, that would be amazing. Now, like I say, this doesn't cost you anything and it's completely safe. And basically, this is how it works. I'm going to show you a little page here. Welcome to Elvis, the Ultimate Fan Channel. If you look at the red text fan chat 24/7. So you click on the Elvis fan chat to the left of the red arrow, and then below you see that's where you type in your message, and people can just go in there and they can talk about. So I mean, I was conscious that you only get an hour and a half every week just to talk to one another. And also, when we're live, like we are now, you can click on Call the Show, and you'll see down below it says Voice Connected, and then there's a little circle there with a receiver. If you change your mind and you don't want to speak on the show, you just hit that. But you go into a queue. It doesn't ring. The phone doesn't ring. You just go into a queue, and I can see who's in the queue, and then I can pick the people as we go along to come on the show. So it means you don't have to wait for me to get off a call before you ring in. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to ask you. And if you want to leave your comments below, if you're watching this on catch up, would you be interested in me launching that as a place for all of you and all Elvis fans in the world to go and chat to one another 24/7, free of charge and completely safe, and also to call the show when we're live? I will do that. Looks very techie, Steve. It's not very techie. Seriously, it's not. It looks very techie, but it's not. You just click on it and you type in, "Hi, Norset 45, how you doing? What do you think of this new Priscilla movie? What do you think of this new Unseen Elvis footage coming out?" Just for you, a place for everybody to go. And they don't have to do it just for an hour and a half on a Sunday evening. So no, it's not techie. So if people want to do that, you can do it on your mobile, you can do it on your laptop, you can do it on your tablet, you can do it on your desktop. Yes, you can. So that's the thing I wanted to ask you. We're going to do Smoking Hot because I know people like to do this. There it is. Please, ladies, please, ladies. Ladies, calm yourself. Goodness. Norset, Kirsty, Joe, Jill, stop. Priscilla. That's enough. I knew you'd like that one. I just knew it. And I knew the way he's looking at you. What is he saying there? You know what? I could have used that as a caption, this photo, shouldn't I? I should have used it as a caption. His quizzical look. What you doing later, honey? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. Yeah. So he is totally looking at me, says Carolina. So there you have it. So I do want feedback on that that thing I've just suggested here. Fan chat 24/7 and call the show, and you go into a queue. You don't have to actually ring the show. You don't have to wait for me to get off the call for to ring in. You can just join the queue and wait, and then if you change your mind, click the little receiver and it takes you out of the queue. So yeah, give me some feedback on that. And it is are you putting a link up, Steve? Yes, the link will appear in where all the other stuff appears underneath the video. I put a link and you click on that link and it takes you to that page once you've downloaded the app. So that's it. It really is as simple as that. So I wanted to give the result of the fan of the month. And it was really, really, really close. They were neck and neck all month. And you know what? The only thing that separated them was one question in the end. So I'm going to tell you now that the winner is Jack Mullins. Congratulations, Jack. And I know this is rubbing it in, but Dylan, he beat you by one question and one question only. So, yes, I'm going to tell you who the interview is, and the interview is this young lady here. It's Ginger Holiday working with Elvis in the studio, and that actually became available about 1 minute ago at the top of the hour. So please listen out. She's a lovely, lovely lady, lovely to talk to, and she's got some stories to tell about behind the scenes and working with Elvis in the studio. She's got some great stories to tell. So, with no further ado, because I want to let you get away and maybe listen to that interview. Thanks so much. I've had such a great time today. I really have. I hope you have as well. Put your thinking boots on about that chat site, because I really do think it'd be great for us all to meet in one place and be able to talk 24/7. I'll see you next week. Look after yourselves. What do you say, Al?
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.